Hello beauties, and welcome back to the Bumpy Bones Locksport channel. In this video, I have a pair of Yuil Model Y01 handcuffs here that we're going to be taking a look at, so let's go ahead and get started. Now these are a pair of really cool cuffs. These are made in South Korea, and these are the nickel-plated steel handcuffs, and these are high security handcuff. Now, what do I mean by high security? Well, if we take a look at our cuffs that we've been using in the Shackleman cuff challenges lately, the Peerless Model 700Cs here, and if we take a look at the inside here, what you'll notice is that there's a single pawl and not much else. There's no anti-shim design, there's no shielding with the pawls, there's no shielding with the keyway, there's no multiple pawls. They're a very basic cuff. In fact, I can take a key from another cuff set, so this is a Smith & Wesson key, and I can actually use this to open up these cuffs as well. So it kind of takes the universal key. Now, if we take a look at our Yuil handcuffs here, and we take a look at the inside here, what you'll notice is that there are two pawls, and so this is a double pawl handcuff. Now, if we go ahead and take an even closer look, what you'll notice is that there's this piece of metal that goes right down the middle of the cuff here, and so that's a shield. And so this is a shielded double pawl. In fact, if we take a look at our bow here, you're going to notice a groove going right down the middle of the bow, and that's for the shield, because the shield actually is raised. And what the shield does is it prevents the use of a regular shim. And so if I grab my shim from our Shackleman cuff set here, you'll notice if I slide this along the bottom, I can't go any further than that because that shield is preventing me from accessing the actuators there. We can still shim a shielded double pawl, though, if we use a split pawl shim. And so this will allow us to get on either side of the shield here and still reach our actuator as well. Now, with this cuff here, the pawls operate independently of each other, and so in order to open the cuffs, we actually have to engage both pawls at the same time, which makes picking them a little bit harder. Now, there's actually another anti-shim design on this cuff as well. You'll notice that there's these two little tabs. There's one here and one here, and these are actually raised tabs. So I can actually fit my pick under that, and you can notice that my pick is held in there pretty nicely. And so what that does is if I take my split pawl shim here and go along the bottom here, you'll notice that's going to get caught underneath that tab. And the other thing about that tab is it's raised up just enough on one side here that it's going to kind of go right up against the teeth here, and it's going to prevent me from being able to shim the one side of the cuffs here. Now the other side of the cuff, the tab isn't as high, so I can actually still fit it between the tab and the teeth and still shim these open, but it makes it a lot harder to shim the cuffs open. Now the other thing with the shield is that in a shielded double pawl, sometimes what happens is the keyway is also shielded. So in the regular version of the Yuil Model Y01s, you have a shield in the keyway, and so what you need is you need a special key in order to open up the cuffs, and so you need a split pawl key here, and that allows the key to go on either side of the shield and engage with both pawls at the same time and open up your cuff. Now, there are two different versions of the Model Y01s. There's a shielded and an unshielded keyway version, and from what I learned, the export version of the Model Y01s are the unshielded. And so I can actually take my Smith & Wesson key here and use this to actually open up this as well. And just to kind of show the example of a shielded keyway here, if I take a look at the Chicago X22s here, and I go to use my Smith & Wesson key, you'll notice I can't use that because this is a shielded keyway. And so I actually have to take a split key here, a special key for the lock here, and then I can actually open up the lock, and you can actually see the shield in these cuffs there. So adding in the shield just adds in a little extra security and actually makes it so that it's really, really hard to pick. I haven't been able to pick a shielded double pawl yet, but I can definitely pick the unshielded double pawl. Let's go ahead and throw these on and see what it takes to get them open. Now, the other thing that you'll notice with these cuffs as I'm getting them on, and this I kind of like this. I've noticed this with the international cuffs I've been getting. I got the bowl facing up, and you'll notice on the left the keyway is facing out, but on the right the keyway is facing in. And that just adds a little bit of a variety when you have to escape or when you're picking, because on this side I can easily access the keyway, but this side I actually have to twist and come in the other way. And so it just adds in a little bit of variety, another piece to an equation and all of that. The other thing with these cuffs is the double lock is really light, which is kind of nice. For me, I sometimes have a hard time holding things, and so when I have a really heavy double lock, getting the double lock on can be really challenging. But this one, it's really light. But downside to having a really light double lock is it makes it a lot easier to disengage. So let's go ahead and get these off, and I'm going to start with the elephant trunk that I got from the Shackleman cuff set. And let's go ahead and hit our double lock on the left here. And there we go. I think I got the double lock. Yep. All right, and let's go ahead and get the cuffs off here. Because it's a double pawl, it's a little bit trickier. Sometimes I can get it right away, sometimes I can't. Come on, you can do it. There we go. All right, so there's one side, and let's do the other side. Now, if I have a hard time with the elephant trunk, what I'll then use is a ball pick, and a ball pick is really good with double pawl and even triple pawl handcuffs. All right, so there's our double lock. And let's go ahead and there we go. And they are off. All right, let's go ahead and try shimming these now. So let's go ahead and throw this on and throw this on. And what we're going to do is we are going to start with our regular shim, and just to kind of show, you'll see getting this regular shim in here is I can't do because of the shielding and all that. So even with the thinner side, it's not going to really work because we have to hit both actuators at the same time with shimming. So I'm going to move over to our split pawl shim. Let's see if this is the side that I can actually shim open. Doesn't feel like it. Yeah, no, see, I'm getting caught in that tab and trying to get over it. You can see it gets jammed in there really tight. And even trying to get over it, I'm not sure if I can on this side. Yeah, no, see, I'm constantly getting caught in that. So I haven't been able to shim that side of it, but I should be able to shim this other side. Yeah. The tab on this side isn't as high, so it gives me plenty of space to get that shim. In fact, you can see just how deep that shim goes in comparison to the other side here. So if I grab another split pawl here and throw that in there, you can see the difference in terms of the depth of it. So I know I'm past those tabs and all that. And so I'm going to apply pressure, lock it in. And there we go. We are shimmed out on the one side. Let's go ahead and just use the ball pick and get out of that. So you can see the ball pick is really nice in terms of getting out of these cuffs as well. So These are probably one of my favorite cuffs. I would love to have the shielded version of these, but I've got the Chicago X22s that I'm working with. These are the equivalent to these. The only difference between these, I think, what made these the X22s even better is if they did that extra anti-shim design, because you'll notice with these, you don't have the tabs with these, and so these are actually really easy to shim open. But they are very, very difficult to pick open because of that shield and all of that. So, the X22s are the ones I'm working on, but I love the Yuil Model ones here. They are a awesome cuff. They look really nice and slick. They're nice and smooth. Definitely cuffs I would definitely recommend. So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. As always, do feel free to like and comment on my videos and subscribe to my channel. And I hope everyone has a beautiful day, and I will see you all later.